This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per top.
5 and 6 million. He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
This is episode 682. Coming up tomorrow morning, I love this story. 4 very smart PhDs chose entrepreneurship instead of a big job, and as a result, they raised $75 million for data in their data indexing tool called Calibra. Good morning, everybody. My guest this morning is Vinod Muthukrishnan. He was first a sailor, then a strategist, and now an entrepreneur. He was fortunate to have worked in diverse and challenging environments, starting with the Merchant Navy, a high-energy mobile-first financial technology startup where he headed strategy and global sales. And now he currently serves as co-founder and CEO of a company called CloudCherry, a tech startup based in Pleasanton, California, with offices in Singapore, India, and a new location we're about to see. Vinod, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're 2 days into a brand new office. Show us around. What are we looking at here?
Alrighty, so let's do this. So this is Salt Lake City, where our first batch of 5 people undergoing training on the product. Just hold on a moment. So
and while you're walking around, what's your current team size?
We have 74 people.
74?
Yeah, they're primarily between India and Singapore.
Okay.
And we've got,
And how much capital have you raised? You've raised some capital.
So we've raised $7 million in the last one. Total, I think we raised close to $9.5 million.
Okay. And before you show us the office, just quickly, the one-liner, what does CloudCherry do?
It's the voice of customer platform for millennials who are having. It's really the VOC platform for millennials.
Sorry, a video platform?
VOC, voice of customer.
Oh, voice of customer platform. So what, people can collect like testimonials from millennials on it, or what?
So, I mean, the point really is that millennials are having very complicated journeys with the brands they work with, right? Some are on mobile, some are on the web, some are in stores, some are social. And if you really want to understand the customer in 2017, you need to be present in all of those channels, right? Mm-hmm. You need to be inside of the app like Uber does, right? Yeah. You need to be able to intercept people when they're in your web experiences. You need to be able to speak with customers in store, on IVR, on social media, all these channels that customers are present in on a real-time basis, and be able to analyze, act, and do something about what customers are telling you. So it's really a feedback platform, but on speed.
So CloudCherry helps businesses talk to millennials on speed across all platforms.
Absolutely.
Okay,
on real time. Absolutely.
Let's see this beautiful office. Guys, if you're listening right now via the podcast on iTunes, there'll still be a very valuable episode, but make sure you check out this episode on YouTube so you can see this office of Vinod showing us around.
Yes, sir. So this is the inspiration wall. So whoever joins us usually comes in and puts up an image that truly inspires them. So it could be anything from philosophical to downright funny. But we believe that because you need to walk into your office every day and be inspired by what you truly believed in. So this is kind of sort of an anchor. This is the standard we hold you to.
Dr. Seuss quotes, pictures, inspirational things. I love it.
George Washington saying his prayer. We've got something about sharks not complaining on Monday. We got all sorts of things. So back in the India office, of course, we got 70 more such images. So we said whoever visits the US office will get to put their name on the wall.
I love that.
So that's that. Red is our brand color, as you might have guessed. So we have 6 pillars of our culture, which is freedom, ownership, smart work, passion, and a couple more I'll show you later. Right?
Give us a wide shot real quick of the office, just so we don't get dizzy, so we understand where we are. Okay. Hey, everybody.
Say hello, people. So that's Nathan. He runs a phenomenal podcast, and he's covering us this week. So.
What's up, guys?
I'll just put you on loudspeaker.
All right. Hey, guys. How are you guys?
How are you?
Do you all like CloudCherry? Is the new office like amazing?
Amazing. Love it.
They were paid, like Vinod paid him off 20 grand a pop to say yes. Nice meeting you guys.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So where are we? Okay, let's go. Back on. So that's sort of a delight wall.
I love this. So it's a pretty big office. How many square feet are you there?
It's 2,000 square feet. Right?
And what, just out of curiosity, Vinod, what do you pay for 2,000 square feet there?
It's actually very cheap. It's in south of $2 a square foot, which is
annually or monthly?
Monthly. I mean,
okay.
If
so
that were 2 bucks a square.
I was going to say that would be a steal. So about $3-4 grand a month in rent.
What I really like, and this is something you should see, is the views that we got. Just hold on a moment. This is the view.
What am I looking at here?
So you're looking at the Grand America Hotel, which is sort of an iconic hotel in Salt Lake City, and you're looking at the hills in the background. I know it's a little unclear,
Yep.
but you've got snow-capped mountains in the background, and it's
beautiful.
It is.
Okay, let's dig into the CloudCherry business. So, how many years ago did you launch it?
So we're around 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years.
So call it 2014.
2014.
And is your business model a SaaS model?
Pure SaaS. We're a pure play SaaS platform.
Okay, so 2014, you said $7 million total?
No, we raised around 9 total. 7 was the last round.
Okay, and when was that last round? What month?
September 2016, just a few months ago.
Okay, a few months ago. Good. You said 74 people, and you've got offices. We covered that in the intro, but now you have obviously one in Utah as well. How many customers are you serving to date?
So we have close to 100 customers. A lot of them in Asia, because that's where we started. But the massive push now is to grow the business in North America, because we saw a lot of inbound demand, but we were not able to service this remotely, and hence we have the team here.
And is this like an enterprise play? I mean, if you have 100 customers and you're raising $9 million, I assume in a healthy valuation, these monthly ARPUs must be pretty high.
That's a good question. So I think customer experience is not for a single presence. If you have a single store or a single restaurant, you probably don't need a customer experience platform, right? So we have an SMB practice that is serviced out of India, the global SMB practice, but the team here really hits mid-market and enterprise. So the true value shows itself when you're selling into mid-market and enterprise. That's where our play is.
So what's the average customer pay you per month?
So I mean, the SMBs could be even a couple $100 a month, but the average ARPU for an enterprise customer is the tune of a few $1,000s. So a mid-market customer could be monthly at $3,000 a month. An enterprise customer could well be $15,000, $20,000 a month. So that's the spectrum between mid-market and enterprise.
So I mean, can I take a $3,000 monthly average times 100 customers and assume you're doing about $300,000 in MRR, or is that high or low?
We don't share any of our revenue numbers. I told you can ask me the questions. I might not give you the answers.
Is the math wrong though? Right, 100 customers times a $3,000 average. Is there anything wrong with that math?
So we have a composite mix of customers. We have customers who pay us more. We have customers who pay us less. So it's really somewhere in the middle. So don't worry. Somewhere by Jan 2018, I'll actually publish my public numbers. So
give us a range though. Like make it as wide as you want to keep it vague. I mean, are we talking like under $1 million monthly recurring revenue and greater than $100,000? Like give us some big range.
Yeah. So I think $1 million north is the right ballpark.
You said, sorry, $1 million what?
North of $1 million is the right ballpark. Yeah.
Oh, north of $1 million per month.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Annual. Yeah,
I was going to say, okay, annually. Got it. So you're doing more than $88,000 per month, which is more than $1 million run rate. You did the 9 million round in September, or sorry, 7 million round in September. You have 9 million in total funding. Walk me through, what does a company like this look like in terms of customer churn per month?
So to be honest, we have almost zero customer churn in SMB at the moment. Again, it's a history of factor of us being a fairly young company. In enterprise, the churn is single digit, like low single digit. 3%.
Wait, Vinod, I have never heard with all the interviews I've done, over 600, someone tell me that their enterprise churn is higher than their SMB churn.
So if you look at enterprise, right, if you have one customer going, it's like 2-3%, right? Whereas SMB, we have had no churn. None of our customers have left us. That's the honest fact.
But I don't understand. I mean, small businesses go out of business more frequently than enterprise. Usually you hear gross customer churn monthly on small business somewhere between 4 and 8%, and enterprise is typically net negative because expansion ARPU is so prevalent. Why is yours backwards?
So if you look at net, it's actually negative, but I'm talking about gross churn in enterprise. That's around 2 to 3%, right? In SMB, funny enough, because of the price points that we're operating in, so we are pretty much giving a customer experience platform at a survey platform price, right? So most of our customers, we don't have like 100,000 customers, right? We have fewer customers. And at this point in time, many of our customers have been with us for 18, 20 months, and none of them have left us. So that's the actual number.
So you launched your price plans back in what you said, 2014?
No, we actually went out to market in 2015.
Okay. But what you're saying is if I go and look at every company that's ever used you starting in 2015, I won't find one that paid you for a month and left.
Yep. Not an SMB for sure.
And how do you define SMB?
So SMB, okay. So basically SMB customers are the ones who are at an ARPU of, if you look at annual ARR of south of 20 grand.
South of 20 grand?
Yeah, per year.
So call it $1,300 per month, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you split. $1,300 per month and lower is small business, and above that is mid-market and enterprise. Got it. And what is does your kind of customer base follow the 80-20 rule? In other words, you have 80% are small business customers and 20% are enterprise, or no?
So today our split would be closer to 35% mid-market and enterprise, and maybe 65% SMB.
Got it.
But if you look at the skew at the same time next year, if you look at value terms, of course, the enterprise will be much larger, right? But look at numerical terms, also the mid-market will grow up. A lot of our focus is towards mid-market and upwards.
Yep. Okay, got it. So you have 100 customers right now, about 35% paying less than $1,500 a month, and then about 65% paying, 35%, you said small business or enterprise?
Other way around. The enterprise is 35%. Exactly.
Yeah, 35% enterprise. So 35% paying more than $1,500 a month, 65% or about 65 of the 100 customers paying less than $1,500 per month. You obviously want to change those ratios over time as you grow in North America. What about paid acquisition? I assume you've raised capital. You know how to spend money to acquire a customer. What's your CAC?
So if you look at CAC, so usually I won't go with the absolute number, but my time to recover CAC is south of 12 months.
12?
South of 12 months. So it's in some, with some campaigns, it's 7 to 8 months. In some campaigns, it's 10 to 11 months, right?
Got it.
And my CAC to LTV is around 3.5 to 4.5, depending on the customer segment. So we don't track it. So what we've done is we've broken down our P&L into the Asia Pacific P&L, the Middle East and India P&L, and the North America P&L, right? And also by customer size, mid-market, enterprise, and SMB customers. And we look at each in isolation. Otherwise, if you look at a composite data, it does not give you an insight into how your business is performing. So each P&L runs separately. So hence the range is between payback period of 7 to 12 months. CAC to LTV between 3.5 and 4.5, really depends on the segment.
Yep. Well, you said at minimum you're doing $100,000 per month or $1 million annual run rate, so like 80 or 90 grand per month in revenue with 100 customers. I mean, on average, they're paying $1,000 per month. So if you're averaging, a 7-month payback to a 12-month payback, you're spending somewhere between $7,000 and $12,000 to acquire each new customer. Is that accurate?
Yeah, your math is, yeah.
And you're assuming, you said you have 3.5 to 1 kind of LTV to CAC ratio. So you're assuming right now about what, like a $36,000 lifetime value, something like that. That's always a tough number for people to figure out because there's so much extrapolation happening. How do you make sure you're not lying to yourself when you come up with your LTV?
No, good point. I think you need some amount of, the optimism needs to be weighed with intellectual honesty, right? So you should be looking at, to be honest, the greatest predictor of all of this to me is churn. So we've had our churn in the past. Of course, that's maybe 12 months ago when we were not really doing a great job of delighting our customers, right? And if you look at the fact that you can hold on to your customers over a 24, 36 period, I never believe that you can hold on to a customer because they're contractually obliged to stay with you, right?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
You're getting value. So one of the things that we are very, very focused on for the last year is actual customer delight. It may seem very counterintuitive, but no customer experience platform is known for superlative customer experiences like a Zappos or a Ritz-Carlton, right? So we truly throw the kitchen sink. So we've actually got 2 feedback on Capterra or G2 Crowd in the last 10 days, right? And both of those customers have extensively spoken about what a delight it is to work with this bunch of people that they're working with, right? So as unscalable as it may seem, throwing the kitchen sink at customer delight ensures that your customers stay with you. Yep. And as a believer in Net Promoter Score, if your customers genuinely like doing business with you and they stay with you, right, the resultant LTV, the resultant value of referral, right, the resultant non-paid customer acquisition is something that will always fall into the buckets that are treated as standard, right? So I don't look at it as, let's tweak these metrics. I look at it, let's delight customers, let's have a very high NPS, and the numbers will just fall into shape.
Are you burning cash per month right now, or are you break even?
Yeah. We are burning some cash.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because you have 74 employees, you're doing about $100,000 in MRR, and you've raised $9 million, so you have plenty of cash to spend.
Yeah, so I think we have cash to grow. The good thing is a lot of our costs are split between Singapore, India, and the US, right? So we are fairly efficient in terms of our cash burn. I can't share exact numbers with you. So we do have money to burn for growth. But if we really wanted to hanker down and say there's no capital at all and we want to be profitable, we could very easily be that.
Yep. Makes good sense. Let's wrap up here with a goal. What do you hope to hit December? It's December 2017 now. What do you hope your ARR run rate is by December 2017? What are you hoping to grow to? So
we should be north of 4 million ARR.
Okay. Got it. So call it 240 grand in monthly recurring revenue by December 2017. You said 4 million AR or 3 million?
Four.
Oh, 4 million. 4 million.
Yeah.
Got it. So more like, let's call it, 300 grand, right? 300, something like that. 320. Good. That's a big goal. And what would that be year over year growth? Like, are you aiming for 10%, 50%, 100% year over year growth or no?
So this year, the back math is very easy, but I'll tell you the rough plan, right? So you basically want to triple in revenue every year, at least till you hit a certain number. So SaaS companies like us.
Triple?
Yeah. SaaS companies like us usually at the stage we're in should be tripling in revenue every year, right? From a pipeline perspective, I honestly have more bullishness on crossing that number, but 3x, I believe, is a number we should set ourselves and say, if you're not growing 3x at this scale, then you're probably not growing fast enough.
So guys, I'm so glad to be back in Austin. I just got back from a major tour of Southeast Asia, went to Sydney, Bangkok, Bali, and Japan. And, I always get sick when I travel. And this particular trip, my gosh, 15 different airports, 20 different hotels. I mean, imagine flushing in airport bathrooms. I was worried about germs and getting all the nutrition I need. I mean, finding a restaurant in Japan, difficult because nothing's in English. So it's hard enough to figure out the train system. But my point is, I had a guy named Drew Canoli on the show who said, Nathan, if you're concerned about that, take these little green packets with you. You just mix them once per day with water. They'll keep you super healthy. You get all your nutrients, and they'll keep you from getting sick. So I took them. And guys, they worked unbelievably well. I got no sickness, just mixed them with water once per day. They didn't make my water bottles all sticky. That's nice. A lot of these mixers, they make them sticky. It was very clean and smooth. Took them once per day, never got sick. So they've got 11 superfoods. And they're perfect if you're not traveling, but you're just on the go from your office to work. So you can check them out at nathanlatka.com/juice. That's nathanlatka.com/juice. Yep. Okay, good. Makes good sense. Let's wrap up here, Vinod, with famous 5. You ready?
Alrighty.
No, these are like easy questions, right? Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
High output management.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I am. It's actually Nick Mehta from Gainsight.
Sorry, who?
Nick from Gainsight.
Nick from Gainsight. Okay, good. Number 3, besides your own, is there a favorite online tool you have?
Online tool?
Yep.
I actually love, oh man, there are too many. Sorry. Let's just stick with Trello.
Trello. Okay. And number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Good question. Last night was 3. If you really average it out over the year, it'll probably be 4.5 to 5.
That's okay. So that's very little. And what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
Married. My wife's Dutch. 2 daughters, 5, 3.5.
Wow. Okay. So super young. And how old are you?
I'm 37.
All right. Last question, Vinod. Take us back 17 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Good point. So I was in the Merchant Navy when I was 20. And I wish I knew programming back then, to be honest. I wish I was a coder. I'm not.
There you guys have it from Vinod. Just opened his new office in Salt Lake City 2 days in. It looks great. He wishes he knew programming back when he was 20 years old. His company, CloudCherry, is sitting in the clouds. They're growing fast. They've raised over $9 million, $7 million round back in September 2016. They've got 74 team members based all across the world, currently serving 100 customers, doing somewhere around 100 grand in monthly recurring revenue, with the goal to grow that to about 330 grand in monthly recurring revenue by the end of December 2017, which would be, again, about tripling year over year. Super healthy churn, $12,000 CAC, $36,000 LTV, all estimates based off data and cohorts Vinod is expertly analyzing. Vinod, thank you for taking us to the top.
Absolutely, Nathan. Thank you so much for your time.
If you enjoyed Vinod today, go back and listen to Eduardo yesterday. He's the guy that Gary Vaynerchuk and Tai Lopez have paid a lot of money, but try and keep a secret that they've done it, because he's really been responsible for growing their Instagram accounts. It would mean the world to me if you guys got any value from this episode, if you would go leave a review on iTunes right now and then subscribe. I hustle like heck to get these episodes out every freaking day for you guys, and trust me, I love it. I would do it with no listeners, but boy, oh boy, it makes my day, and it makes my team's day when we see great reviews and get your feedback. So thanks so much. Okay, Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan.